Coffee Breath with Matt and Seth. And I just want to say, I just want to get this out of the way. I'm sorry, this isn't part of the podcast. I don't want to be here right now.
Oh, no.
I don't want to be doing this.
I don't either.
I do not want to. This is my day off. I'm supposed to be reading to bi-curious and trans toddlers at the local preschool. I'm supposed to be doing that in drag right now. I do not want to be here. I've bathed in glitter for 2 days to be here. I'm sorry. I'm shaking.
I know.
I'm shaking right now. I'm sorry.
I can tell.
I'm sorry. It's just a lot. And
well, you have a heavy weight on your shoulders. You know, I see.
Well, I wear a prosthetic weight on my shoulders.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just can't stop shaking.
It's not funny.
It's 80 degrees in here. I'm shaking. Literally. I wear a prosthetic burden. I identify that as a carrier of a burden.
Yeah.
But I didn't have one. But I always felt like I should. So I went to a doctor and had a surgery to put a weight on my back.
Yeah.
To make my bones heavier.
Yeah.
And then I got on testosterone just to try it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Are we going too long? I'm sorry. Is my life not worth your time? Should I just shut up and die? Is that what you want? I guess that's what I should do. I should just kill myself. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Matt can't use the restroom.
We're referencing that meeting everybody's talking about. It's kind of hacked, but you know the people that seem like they really did want to be there, but every one of them said, "I really don't want to be doing this." It's like it seems like you really want to be doing.
They
this.
have nothing better to do besides be there
and
with their crazy hair.
It is always that the hair has to be a different color. Is that? Do they? I always wondered is like when you realize that you're not straight, does your hair just naturally change color, or do you dye it, or does it just turn green or blue?
I think
like you wake up, you're like, holy shit.
I think it's just part of the cult. You know,
you have to go by hair dye.
Yeah,
I feel like the whole LGBTQ movement is pushed by big hair dye. Where's the money going?
Yeah,
where's the money flowing, Seth? Think about it. Nobody follows the money. Follow the money.
Yeah.
Who's profiting? Cui bono? Who benefits?
That's right.
Big hair dye.
That's right.
Clairol.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
What are the big ones? No, not Clairol. Who's big hair dye? Remember when we used to buy hair dye? Not Maybelline.
What's that?
Lysol? No.
L'Oreal.
L'Oreal?
Yep. That's
big
fun.
L'Oreal.
Yep.
Money in their pockets. You're paying for them to be on a yacht on the Riviera.
Yep.
Your independence is actually, you're not independent. You all have the same hair. And you're funding big hair dye.
They better be careful because the Mangione is going to come after them.
You think so? A Mangione?
Yeah.
Wait, come after who? Big hair dye?
Yeah. Once they realize where all the profits are going?
Yeah, it'll be a trans person. And they'll just gun down the head of L'Oreal.
You son of a bitch!
Be like, the CEO of L'Oreal only made less than $1 million a year. Oh, well. Still, it's a message,
Is our levels good? It looks wild over there. Look at that.
What do you mean?
Oh, is that how it's supposed to look?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah,
we're good.
Nice. Hey, did you see on? If Matt's referring to something that came out recently that him and I both saw, and if you haven't seen it, it's worth watching.
What is it? The Worcester, safe space meeting or sanctuary for trans. And the thing is, nobody. I mean, well, here's the thing. I do whatever you want. This is America. Be as weird as you want. It's awesome, but it does seem performative and doesn't. What did it accomplish? Like, you know what? All these people talked and yelled at us for an hour, and I just love the old guy from Boston. Like, wrap it up. Anything else, please? He's like, I've got a hemorrhoid the size of a Buick on my ass. Could you hurry up? Excuse me. I'm sorry. And it's just like I have to go get drunk in about 2 minutes. Can we wrap it up, please?
And there was a lot of yelling too. It's like
these people are trying to help you. I think.
Yeah. At least they had a safe space to talk, get it out, whatever aggression they might have.
It's America. It's free speech. You can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
And again, I think I don't know if there's a thing as being too free, but we're very free to the point where it's like, all right, it's kind of annoying now. It's like maybe you shouldn't be so free. It's like because then you get too free, and it's like, all right, Playa, like
so you roll.
Run around naked. It's like, all right, but there should be freedom. But I mean, in polite society, maybe reel it in a little bit. I'm just saying, if you're at a park, you don't have to have your ass out or,
true.
A see-through shirt or,
yeah.
But I don't, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, do you?
I really, yeah. And The thing is, Trump, he fucked up. Day one, he said, there's only two sexes in America, male and female. And it's like, but you left genders right on the table. You can still have a million genders. That's cool. Two sexes, who cares? Male and female, it's like, but that male or female can be genderqueer, bicurious, gay, trans, see? So he fucked up. I think he meant two genders, but he said two sexes. And it's like, there's always been two sexes.
Yeah.
You done fucked up, son.
He should have watched his words.
Yep. Now he left 50 million genders right on the table for the taking.
Just to have Elon Musk looking over. Did you see that? That was weird. Like him, like next.
Yes, like standing over him, like he was the boss, and like he was talking more.
His kid was in there.
Sunned him, dude. Just straight sunned him. Yeah, his kid just being a dipshit on his fucking head, like just playing with his hair as he talks about like as he talks about like bankrupting sick people across the world. This kid's like, "Daddy, I'm bored." And
yeah.
Trump's like, "Daddy, I'm bored." They're both like, "Hurry up, Dad."
It makes me, just seeing that alone just makes me not want to have a kid ever. Of just the annoying.
That's what you got out of that?
Huh? Yeah, basically.
Kids
Yeah. Kids are annoying. Get them out of here.
It is weird to have like Elon basically the shadow president. He is. Like he makes policy and he's building the stuff that the policy, he creates the policy, then he profits. It's fucking weird.
Well, how much money did he give?
$250 million.
I think once you reach that point of giving that much money, that you pretty much can just be like, hey, I'm part of this now. And they're like, well, okay, he gave a lot of money, and if we ever need more money, look at this guy. He probably has it, and we'll give it to us. As long as he gets to stand in black and stand up and be a weird autistic man. And he had another kid. Did you see that? Now he has like 14 kids.
He has another one?
Yeah. He has 4 different baby mamas and like 14 kids. Nuts.
Man.
How many of
he
you
really
do you
is
need?
a African dude. I'm kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I guess he really is from South Africa. No. I am a grandfather, and I have 40 children. Yeah, he's spreading his seed. Well, I think he's one of those guys that's like, we need to like have more kids, and we're not having enough kids. We're falling behind. He's one of those guys, right?
Do you think that's true, though?
I think most people have like one kid, and it used to be like 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, people just ain't fucking. They're not feeling it. I think because they're like, I don't like, our generation values our me time more. I think we don't want to sacrifice that because like my sister, 1 kid.
Yeah,
my other
good
family members. Actually, the only one is the Catholic one. Just had another kid, 2 kids. So Catholics are, let's keep this party.
My cousin just had a 3rd. Like all my cousins have like 2, pooping out 3. I'm just like, why?
Mormons have way too many. That's 4 too many every time. They'll have like 7, and it's just like, what are you doing? Just flooding the earth with these.
Because they want to.
These guys.
Bro, look at this fire.
Ooh, that fire is.
Look at that.
Crackling.
That's right. From all the Mormon dresses we're talking about here.
Yeah. Hold up one sec. I'm going to try something.
Okay. Speaking of Mormons, what's that movie called that I told you to watch earlier with Hugh Grant?
Heretic.
Bro.
So it was very good.
We have to watch it. I would watch it again just to get on a level and be like, you have to watch this, Matt. Talks about Mormons. Kind of breaks down religion in general. He like bases like, this is Monopoly. This is another game like Monopoly, but it's the same foundation. He goes
it's like a horror movie, right?
Yeah, it's great.
And he's
awesome.
Scary.
Bro, yes.
Yeah, we talked about it. Like he was such a bumbling comic guy in the 90s and early 2000s. It's like there's got to be some darkness in there. Like when he got caught with the hooker.
Yeah. Who was his girlfriend? Hotness.
Elizabeth Hurley. He
Bruh.
used to cheat on the hottest girl in the world.
And he messed around with like this nasty hooker.
I think it's like when you've had the best, you want like when you've gotten filet mignon, you want a greasy burger. You want a McDonald's like old.
You're like, I'm tired of this lobster.
3 a.m. Yeah, you get sick. Again, show me that dumb saying that jocks always say that, show me the hot girl and I'll show you a guy tired of fucking her. It's like, I would never get tired of fucking a hot girl. I guess because I never have.
But you have to think.
You have. Have you gotten tired of fucking a hot girl?
Well, there's more to than just the fucking, it's like, yeah, there's that. And then it's
right.
like, what conversation is going to be had for the rest of the 18 hours in the day? It's like,
sure.
Oh God. It's like, how does she carry herself? But it only goes so far. And I see these guys with these girls and I'm like, I hope they're happy, but also it's like, what other bullshit do you have to deal with? I was talking to my brother and I was like, have you seen that meme where it's just like this guy that's like on a park bench, he's smoking a cigarette. He's like, me with nobody texts me, no responsibilities, not have to deal with anybody's drama and basically living free. And it's just like, that's freedom. That's amazing.
Smoking a cigarette on a bench,
Yeah.
then I'm free every day.
That's right. And so you have to think about the drama that you would have to put up with if you actually got in a relationship. And then if you actually had kids. Stressful,
Yeah,
man.
my parents seemed happy. Your parents are happy.
Yeah, but like different times, different situations.
Yeah.
Now we're in funky times and funky situations.
We're in funky town.
Bum,
I want
bum,
you to
bum.
take me to funky town.
But did you ever dye your hair?
I
Speaking
did in
of hair
high
dye.
school
Yeah.
and early college. I was big into it.
What colors?
Red, it turned to pink. Thought that was pretty cool.
It's tight.
I'm sure I did a green. Black for some reason, though my hair's already brown.
Do you ever do tips?
No,
Frosted
I thought tips were for dorks and dweebs and backstreet dildos.
Yeah.
It was anti-tip. You ever do the tips?
Oh yeah. But it was
Oh, but
stupid
you
because
can,
I had
pull
red
off
hair,
the,
and I
you
was
can pull
just like,
off the tips though. You got to be a cool guy. Puka shell. You got to be tough.
it was dumb. And now I look at it, I'm just like, man, did that cause some of my baldness of me dyeing my hair
Oh
too much?
yeah,
You know?
my hair started getting real brittle, so I stopped.
Yeah.
With the dyeing. I think if you're gonna dye it that much, you got to go to a professional. So again, big hair dye, reaping all the benefits.
That's right.
I think they're pushing this. They're like, you know what? Like, I feel like sales got low, and they're like, you know what? Hair dye's for. It's if you're not straight, you have to dye your hair. And they're like, you're right. And then they kind of just got in there and was like,
Gotcha, bitch.
prove it. And they're like, I'll prove I'll dye my hair. Or if you're a punk, or yeah. But if you're non-binary, you have to have green hair. I feel like it's a prereq. I don't know why. And the piercings and tattoos.
Yeah.
You can't. You have to have one of those. I think the hair you have to do, and I think it's just a natural thing. It's like a werewolf when the full moon comes out. You're just like you just have to do it. You know, like you can't control it. Like you don't just be like, I don't even want to die, but then you're doing it, and you're like, oh shit. I'm like, I guess I am.
Because it used to
By
be like a
fingers.
rebellious thing of dyeing your hair. Now it's just like,
Now everyone does it, just like tattoos.
what are you doing?
Every like professionals and like my manager has like sleeves, and he's like
Yeah.
professional. Yeah.
It's out there.
It's just normalized now. It's not cool anymore. And that's why I think young kids won't get their hair dyed or get tattoos because they don't want to be like their parents and they won't be on their phone. I remember I met this kid. He's like 25. He's got like 6 Instagram posts and like 1,000 followers. And he doesn't even post. I'm like, that's pretty cool. And
Yeah.
when he does post, it's like a shitty picture. It's all out of focus and she doesn't give a fuck.
That's when you know if someone's cool. It's like they're like, haven't posted since 2021, but they still have it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, okay, this person's not taking it seriously. Checks it probably every now and then just to see what's happening, but doesn't have to post every
Yeah.
little thing about their lives. The thing with social media and Instagram is like, it's very addicting. It's very easy to get on and just look through.
Boobs. Mine, I guess it knows me too well. Mine is just boobs. It's just tons and tons of boobs.
What?
And it's boobs and asses, but it's like big boobs, huge.
There's
AI
things that I don't
boobs.
want to see either on there that pops up, and I'm just like, oh gosh. And you almost go down like a rabbit hole because then it's just like this girl starts twerking, and then you're like, oh gosh. And then it
geez.
almost like starts exciting you. And I think that's what it is. It's like,
Oh yeah, that
dumb.
workout video that's just dry humping. It's just girls just it's just sex.
This is it.
It's just and it's like, why is this getting so many views? It's like people are jerking off to it. That's a weird thing too. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's getting. I'm trying to make this our most viewed episode because we're dropping. So we're gonna hit all the hot topics. We're hitting the news. We are right on the cusp of what's going on. So
That's right.
let's talk. Man, Trump.
Speaking of, did you see the Luigi kind of mini doc that came on HBO?
No.
That was really good.
It was good.
It kind of goes into it. Of
Is
like,
he gay or no?
No,
They didn't
well,
talk about that?
dude. This player had a player life. He was going to like
Yeah.
Hawaii during COVID. He was in Japan. He was backpacking. He was doing all this stuff because he comes from a wealthy family.
Right, that made money off shitty nursing homes, ironically.
Yeah.
Bad healthcare. Should
And
have shot his family. He should have shot his dad. Maybe he just got confused.
and then it shows pictures of like the dad and like the family friends and like they had this huge ass house on a golf course, and like he was doing well and was like a valedictorian and like same thing with the United Healthcare guy. It's like same thing, but the guy, the United Healthcare guy, he was kind of a little bit more greasy. You know, you're looking at his eyes; he had dark circles. It's like there was something underlining grease behind him. And then Luigi going in on Reddit and telling about like he was kind of going in and this like telling his story of what he's dealt with and all this other stuff. But that player had a great life.
Well, he had back pain, right?
He had a little surgery, yeah, but he said, but then he was like, it was going into his recovery, and it was saying like he was fine, and then he was going on these hikes, and he was going.
So
on
why did he do it then?
I think it was more for like the fact of like the realization of realizing like, hey, like this is just like, because United Healthcare was like the 5th most profitable corporate insurance company that was making this amount of money, and it was kept denying, and it was coming out with people, they're like real life people saying like, hey, I don't feel sorry for the guy. I don't feel sorry for the guy that died.
Right.
And I was just like, damn.
It's kind of fucked up.
It is.
He was a person with a family.
But still, you go into it and you're like, what was he doing? He was just maximizing profits. That's what's gross, is when you're starting.
Well, that's every business. That's America. You have to get like Greta Thunberg chick, as annoying as she is. She had a point of like, when does it end? Like, when is enough enough? Like, I was working Valentine's Day at this restaurant, and it's a little restaurant, and we're doing like double the amount of business we can actually handle. Like, at 300 people, we're busting at the seams. Like, everything's falling apart. We're doing like almost 600. And it's just falling, it's madness, and you're just shoving people in, and you can't just say, like, how about we just make this much money now? It's always like as much as we can, and everybody's running around like they're in Vietnam, and I feel like I'm in a war zone. I got PTSD from it just because it's just nonstop sound and chatter and running and dishes piling up and glass piling up, and you got to polish them because we won't hire a busser. So now I'm polishing plates and glasses instead of talking to my tables and polishing silverware because they don't have any. And then a table gets sat and it's barely been wiped, and they don't have anything in front of them, no silverware, no plates. No glasses, and then you got to run back and get them, but then more are piling up, and then you have nowhere to put the dirty plates because the dishwasher can't keep up because we're only human, we're not robots, but it's make more money. You got to profit. You can't stop. It's got to be more. We're running out of food. We don't have enough food. Who cares?
When does the manager see, like...
Can't we just say this many and that's it?
Right,
can't.
So
it's always got to be more.
The owner sees, he's like, okay, we generated this much profit, okay? Right. The manager sees that as well. And they're like, you know what, this month, let's try for this amount. Let's push it more and more.
Why? Yeah,
just for what?
For more money.
For what purpose?
That you don't have time to spend because you're at work trying to make more. And it's just this more is better. More we have to make more money for our shareholders. Fuck the shareholders. Why can't they just make enough money? You can't just make enough. You got to make more every quarter. We got to deny more people.
See, and that's
fuck more people over for no reason. It's like, can't we just have enough? Can't we just say this is enough money? We did good this year. Why do we got to do better next year? Can't we just keep doing good?
Because I think it comes to a power thing and to like how much overhead does this owner have, as this manager, where they have to push so much just to make a little bit more? It's like, even if you made an extra $200 or $1,000, cool, leave it there. Why do you have to keep going? Same thing with the shareholders at the United Healthcare. It's like they kept wanting more. And it's like, why do you keep wanting more, and you're just causing all this pain and misery? And for what? And then the people that, like you, and people, the same thing of like retail, customer service jobs, are just like, you're making these people hate their jobs because of your greed.
Right. But greed is good, and capitalism, and it's just this system that more is always better. If we can make this much money, imagine if we made more money, wouldn't we be happier? It's like, no, we're just, I like those places like in Europe. I've never been, but I hear like, we're just closing for 3 hours. Is it good for business?
Germany.
No.
Yes.
Yeah, and Spain, right?
Yep.
And it's like, is it good for business? No. Do we care? No, we'd rather take a nap. And it's like, because I value my life comfort over money. Because again, America, we take the least vacations. We're the most stressed out. Everybody's dying young. Yeah. Because we're killing ourselves to make this money, because it's just the system where you can only work within the system you're in. We're in a capitalist system, which is good because it makes competition and things cheaper and better for cheaper, but at that cost, then Boeing is firing the inspectors and say, we'll inspect it ourselves. Well, there's a conflict of interest. You're also the one making it, so you're going to be like, did a good job, check off, I did good. You need someone else to be like, well, it could be a little tighter. Now the planes are falling out of the sky.
Isn't
There's another
crazy? Like,
a Delta plane flipped over. Thank God everybody's alive. We had like 3 plane crashes because, again, we're cutting these people. We're saving more money. We're making more money. It's like, yeah, but at what? People are dying needlessly. This is insane.
There's been more plane crashes and bullshit happen in the last like 3 months than I've seen in the last like how many years?
You never hear of plane crashes.
No. And then like there was one the other day in Canada where it like a Black Hawk fucking helicopter hit another plane. And it was just like, why is no one paying attention to where these planes and helicopters are going? And why are they crashing? And what's happening to these families? That sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like
crash.
Yeah, man. And then it's like that instills fear to us, where it's like, do I want to fly? Because you start seeing these fucking planes falling out of the sky. You're like, is it worth the trip to New York? Because I might die.
Do you remember that guy? It was like in Europe somewhere or something, and he was a pilot, and he was like suicidal, and he like locked the cabin and just set it on autopilot to go right into a mountain and killed like himself and just because he wanted to die. So he flew the whole plane right. Can you imagine? You're just like, oh wait, hey, so we can't talk to the pilot. He's not talking back, and the co-pilot's like, yeah, I can't get in there. Kev, can I? Hey man, you locked the door. I'm out here. Hey, that mountain's getting real close. I mean, there's nothing you can do. You can't eject. You just know you're gonna die.
Kev's just like pouring himself a scotch and lighting a cigarette. He's just like,
yeah. He's just like, this is what I want. Yeah, but it's so selfish. It's like, all these people got to die.
But that's these places in general, selfish. Like,
and the pilots are overworked, and they're not getting good sleep, and they're up there fucking with their health, being up and down. Can't be good for you, up and down with the air pressure and the radiation from the sun or something. I don't know. It's just,
it gets old. Especially if you have to do it just to make ends meet, and you're just like, I'm doing this constantly and seeing the same thing, dealing with the same thing over and over again to what? To retire, to collect Social Security that you have to pay taxes on, which is insane.
And you work so hard just so you can sit around doing nothing. And I feel like I go crazy. Like, I go crazy on my days off, you know? Like, I can't imagine being off for my whole life.
Well,
my parents are retired and they love it. They just do shit.
But the thing is, if you had money and you were retired, you'd be like, all right, let me
learn Spanish.
Exactly. You were like, let me pick up the guitar. Let me fucking learn a language. Yeah. Let me travel.
Go hiking or
let travel, me fucking, learn how to cook this amazing dish.
Yeah, they eat baller food.
Yeah.
But they still got to be on the budget because they can't like go crazy. But, they live comfortably, obviously.
But if you had a Playa palace, where you're like, okay, I got my stuff. I got everything I need. I got a pool.
That's a dream.
I can go hang out, have a view, got your edibles. You'd be all right.
That is my dream. Again, it is a teenage dream, but is to have a mansion with your 4 friends, just like Entourage, and they each have their own room or house, so you don't see them that much. But then you wake up and you have breakfast, and you're like, we got invited to this party. Let's go, let's go buy new suits. It would be so fun. I got you a car for your birthday. Oh, thanks, but yeah.
It would be.
It would be, and it is like silly and like ridiculous, but it looks like a lot of fun.
But that's
I wouldn't want to live alone. I think that'd be sad. I think I'd become a fucking Howard Hughes hermit kind of. I think you need your.
If you had a lot of money and you were living alone and you were single, that's a different story, I think.
Yeah, like that guy that had like Zappos or whatever, the shoe company, whatever. He had an online company, he like sold it, made billions. He's like friends with Jewel, the singer, and he's like this Asian dude, and he started getting really into drugs, and he had all these like sycophants around him. They're just like, yeah, drugs are fine, do more. And then he just like got fucked up and burnt his whole house down and just burned alive. I mean, it wasn't fun. I mean, and everyone was telling him, you got to get real friends. These are the drug friends that will never tell you you're doing too much crazy drugs like ketamine and all this stuff. And he just passed out smoking and just playing. I mean, he didn't. Luckily, he was unconscious, so he probably didn't have any pain. But man, probably had a little pain. Probably woke up a little to be like, and then just. That's the worst way to die, I think. Burned alive. It's got to be.
Heck yeah.
That's got to be.
That drowning, I think that sucks.
Drowning, and then you have to take that breath of water because you're trying to hold your breath, and then at some point you just have to. Ooh, that's my biggest. My fear too. Trapped under ice.
You're like, just freezing.
And you can't break it like cliffhanger.
I think it'd be pretty quick, though. It'd have to. I think your body goes into a shock immediately, especially when you're on fire.
Drowning, I think, in really cold water, probably, you might. But before it happens, just knowing it's going to happen, that stinks.
Yeah. But I really do think if, say you hit the lottery, I hit the lottery, something like that, and growing up and not having a lot of money, then having a lot of money, and then being like, what do I want to do? Okay, Playa Palace, pool table, bowling alley, basketball court, pool,
video games,
sauna, like video games,
cold punch tank.
Yeah, like ping pong. As long as you have people to play with.
Yeah, a lot of games. A lot of toys. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be all right.
Oh yeah, and you know what? Again, I'd be very boring with my money. I get one decent car, one decent pad. That's it. I'm not getting 8 houses. I'm not Johnny Depp, Nicolas Cage in it. I'm not going nuts. I'm not buying
your car?
Dinosaur heads. And I'd probably just get like a nice Lexus or BMW or Benz.
Yeah.
Just something classy. This is really good podcasting. What you do with money? I get a good car. Me too. No, I get one of those Teslas. I wish I could get one of those Chinese cars, those BYDs. Build your dream. That's the name of the company. It's very funny. Build you a tree.
What is
BYD.
it?
Only make hybrids. They go like hundreds of miles, and EVs, which also go hundreds of miles, and they're super efficient. Chinese cars, basically the Chinese Tesla. But yeah, they only make EVs and hybrids, and they're amazing cars.
So you
and
would get an electric car.
I wish I could get one of those, but yeah, I'd probably get or a nice ass hybrid that's just bells and whistles.
You see that Cybertruck that was stuck in the snow, and this Honda just drives right past it, and it's like $100,000 car that's stuck, and the Cybertruck's wheels
Why
are
was it
spinning.
stuck?
Just couldn't get out because it was like in ice and snow on the street, and it's parked, and the tires are just doing this, and it's not
Honda
going anywhere. This Honda just goes, and it's just like,
Yeah.
there's a $20,000 car going through the snow and ice, and this Cybertruck that's like supposed to be this indestructible like 4-wheel drive fucking like behemoth of a tank, and it's like you can't even get out of the snow, player.
There's a Cybertruck guy here. I see him all the time. Lives here, I think. Or he's here a lot. I don't know if he's just dating somebody here, but there's a Cybertruck guy.
Yeah,
I feel like if you drive a Cybertruck, you have to dress like you're in Blade Runner. You have to have a silver members-only jacket with like a neon tie, and it has to be like light up too, like with like like lights on it, and you know what I mean. You have to like not know if you're a robot or not, and it doesn't fit in this world. It looks like it's been teleported from 50 years from now. Like every car will look like that in 30 years, but like it's too soon. It's awkward.
Well, they look like a bitch to park. You know, I'm like
they weigh about 10 million pounds. Yeah.
Like no, and then I see people like driving to Bee Cave. When I had that job out there, there was this blonde woman that drove this like ruby red Cybertruck.
Whoa!
And it was just like this dyed bleach blonde bitch with like ruby red fucking lipstick, and I was just like, this person's gross, just because of like how people identify themselves to their car. Like people have identified, they're like, I have to have this truck, I have to have this car.
And it's not like that's the crazy thing is like it's not a like attractive vehicle. Like it's
ugly as hell.
Like a Benz would look way better. Or like if you're gonna spend that money, Jesus, a Bentley, something classy that probably is functional and like like my parents got this dope Lexus like sedan and probably be mine in 20 years, but it's kind of morbid, but it's true. Anyway. But, I mean, I got their old car, still runs like a top. But yeah, it's like you don't need, like, I was talking to this, like, my Lyft driver when I was heading out somewhere. I need a Lyft. And he's from South Africa, and he was, like, we were talking about how cars are, like, over-engineered. He was like, I got this one in 2022. It was like a little Toyota Corolla. He goes, it's perfect. It's got the display screen, but it's got all the knobs right here and on the steering wheel. That's what I like. I like the physical knob. Yeah. And then this for navigation and phone calls. That's it. He goes, but now the new one, the 2024, they got rid of all these knobs. Everything's on the screen. So if you want to do anything, you got to go to the screen and navigate and pull down the menu. You can't just turn down the temp. You got to like find it on the screen. And it's like, this is stupid. Like over engineering, just like the phone. Leave it. Like you're making it worse. Like that's why I like this laptop. I got it like 10 years ago and they didn't fuck with they didn't fuck with anything on it, the keyboard or anything, and now the new ones, it's got all this bullshit, all these bells and whistles nobody asked for, but they're like, we have to justify our job, so we have to change it, and over-engineer it. It's like, just stop.
Well, it's the same thing with like turn keys. Now everything's push start, and it's like, I want the physical key to go in, and I want to go, I don't want to go boom, boom, and rely on that, because I'm like, oh, great.
At my old apartment, we had a perfectly fine key. Now I feel like an old man, but you put the key in and you lock your door. And then they're like, we're getting rid of that. Throw away your keys. We're putting an electric key fob. We're giving you a key fob and it's on your phone and you can open it with the key fob and you just get it near the door and it'll open. Or no. It was a code. So it was a number code. You put in the number code and your door opens, right? First of all, there's nothing wrong with, and they go this way. If you lose your keys, you can still get in because you know your code. And I'm like, but then they're like, also, in about 2 months, the batteries die on this thing. I'm like, so the batteries die.
Yeah, you're fucked.
You can't get in. It's locked. If you lock it, and the batteries die, it stays locked, pal. And they're like, oh, it'll give you a warning when the batteries are low. It's like, what if I don't see the warning? What if like, it's so subtle. It's like, just leave. I won't lose my keys. I'm not losing my keys. I've never lost my keys. I need them to drive. I got my keys.
Yeah.
They're not going anywhere. They always do that. And then they'll put on the electric locks on the pool so that, oops, the pool's closed at 10. When it used to be, you could just open it anytime you want, sneak in there, get naked, and get weird.
Yeah.
Now, big apartment is like, no, we decide now it's locked to 10. It's like, God damn it. Can't you just trust me?
Well,
trust me. I'm not going to drown there. I just want to go skinny dipping.
Even at our complex here, it's like, yes, we have keys for the door, but it's like they'll send notifications like, key fob not working to access the pool or the gym.
Yeah.
Please come in this side. It's like,
why can't you just have a key for that? Why do I need...
Right. Why?
Because they don't want you in there past 10, so they want to show... It's
Yeah.
just about... It used to be, I have a key. I'll go in anytime I want. I'm an adult. I'm not going to... What do you think I'm going to do in there? You think I'm just going to knock everything over and pee on everything? I'm not a 4-year... Like, I'm just going to work... What do you care if it's 2 a.m.? I need to work out. I live here. Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Everything's just getting over...
It's control.
Complicated. It's just too much. Cars are too much. Seeing these dumb motherfuckers drive around here, especially in Austin, is like these Teslas and all these other EV vehicles and all this stuff. Like they're putting on makeup. They're eating a cheeseburger. They're on the computer doing this and driving. I'm just like, what are you doing?
Jerking off.
Yeah. And then you see like the other day there was this thing about this Tesla that just stopped. It just stopped and caused an 8-car pileup under like a bridge. I think it was in like...
Just stopped? Because it was on auto?
Yeah, just stopped. And then 8 cars just... I'm just like, oh yeah, that's great.
This is the future we want.
Yeah.
And they're like, and Elon's like, well, we have a few bugs. This happens. We'll figure it out. And we'll get back to you. It's like people die. Like
it's like, Playa, you're in a helicopter in a jet, okay?
Yeah.
Like, and if you drive around, you probably are getting driven around. Like, you're not probably even... He's probably too dumb and weird to fucking operate a car. And his kids crawling on him.
Yes.
Daddy, let me drive.
Okay, that's very cool. He can drive the car. My kid's very smart.
English driver ever.
Yeah, I made a school for him, my own curriculum of nothing but boring subjects. No, but the Lyft driver was from South Africa, and he was like, we're talking about things being over-engineered. I was like, yeah, like an electric can opener. Dude, the regular can opener worked. He was like, I can beat that. I opened a can with a knife growing up.
Yeah.
I could still get it open. I was like, yeah, we don't need, you can do it with a knife. I was like, God damn, open cans with knives. And he said, like, he had a car, like, in the 90s, and it still ran for, like, 30 years, like a Volkswagen. And, like, you just have to maintain your cars there. And then, like, he's like, here, man, life is easy, dude. Like, I lift all day. It's simple, dude. Like, in South Africa, I was busting ass for nothing. And, like, here, it's like, man, I can work 12 hours a day. I'm still chilling. And he was like, everybody's in America is pussies. You guys need to grow up. You're too weak-minded. You're too frail. And I'm like, I'm hearing everything you're saying. He was like, men are not strong here. They are weak like children and women. And I'm like, well, I know what you mean. You say. And I was like, I kind of agree. Yeah, we were pussies. Like, we were just wimps, and it's weird, and we love it, and we bask in it. And he was just like, you need to toughen up. You are weak people, And he's like,
but he's right.
He was like, not you. I know you are strong. I'm like, no, I'm a huge pussy too. But
But he has a good point.
Yes, we're just because it's again it's swinging back hard the other way, a little too hard again. It's just like damn, like. But
think about like having a Swiss Army knife back in the day. You're like, oh, okay, I can use this, I can open this, I can do this, and now everything like these kids are growing up with, everything is just touch.
You can't.
This.
You don't need
it's
to.
It's just this and a fob and a fucking touch screen.
Yeah,
and,
you don't have to know how to do.
You don't have to do shit.
And it's like, yeah, but like, well, like you're saying too, with like. Oh, he was talking about those Waymo cars. He goes, have you seen that video where one, it just kept going in circles, and the guy's like, I got to get to the airport. And it just literally for like an hour. And he called the helpline. They were like, we're on it. We're trying to figure it out. And literally like an hour and a half, just, he was like getting sick in there. He couldn't get out.
Just,
It's funny. With all your like luggage.
just getting sick.
Oh, God, I can't open the window. Oh, it's terrible. I mean, and nothing you can do. You're at the whimsy of this. And I saw one, again, the Waygo, I don't know, Waymo, driverless car. I saw one driving aggressive. Like, it had no driver. A girl was in the passenger seat on her phone. Pretty hot, too. And it's pulling up past the In-N-Out. And it comes to a red. And I'm like, oh, it's going to wait at this red. It turns on its blinker. And cars are coming. And it sees that it has a little bit of time, and it just goes right on a red, like fast. It peels out a little. And it's a robot. I'm like, damn, it's driving like this get programmed by like a New York cab. Like it was driving aggressive, and I was like, wow. Like, and it all worked out. But I was like, man, it's not. Usually you think, oh, if you're in a driverless car, it's gonna wait until the light's green, until it's absolutely safe. It's like, no, I could go. Like,
It'd be funny if they had different functions on the Waymo cars, where it's just like, do you want to get in a New York cab? And then it's just like, an Asian driver,
Yeah.
an old man, you know.
But
Yeah.
fuck you, man. Yeah, just the voice.
Yeah, that'd be great.
The smells. Yeah, I think this is you got Pakistani AI guy.
Yeah, it's great.
Still yells at you. The car puts on its own music. I want to be just as annoying as a regular cab.
I can see that happening.
Oh wow, this this fake AI driver hasn't showered in 2 days. I love that. It's
Stinks.
like
You
real.
smell like onions.
Yeah. So now there's no onion. There's no one in here. We want to make realistic as possible this drive.
I just don't know if I could get in a car and know that it's based on like cameras.
You're trusting. You put so much trust.
That's what we're doing though. We're putting a lot of trust into a lot
And
of.
I kind of
bullshit.
trust a dude more a little bit, like, because what if something crazy happens? A person goes, "Oh shit!" And we're, what if something absolutely nuts happens? There's a person there that can honk or move or
Yeah.
be defend. I don't know. Maybe the car will be. At some point, people will not drive and be like, "Tell us about driving a car." And be like, "Well, it was great." I like this one man. There's this guy named Derek Cooper. I don't know why I know his name, but he's the one that makes the videos, I guess. But all he does is drive around in a Tesla having sex with chicks on the highway, like the hottest chicks. And, he just spends most of the time adjusting the camera, like, hold on, move over. Hold on. And, like, they're trying to always find a way to fuck him because you can only do 2 ways is, your butt, back, they're leaning back on him or facing him. That's it. And they're, and then you just see cars passing, like minivans full of families, as he's just railing these hot chicks. You see the kids' faces out the window, like, what?
What's that, Daddy?
Yeah, what is that? That's nothing. They're just, she got stuck on him. There's gum on them. That's why they're trying to get the gum off. It's got stuck on their laps. And don't look at it. It's really, really kind of weird.
I don't think they took in consideration making these advancements in technology of like, oh, we'll make self-driving cars. He's like, you know what people will be doing in these self-driving cars?
They'll
be fucking.
Yeah, we can fuck. We got 10 minutes on our way to our kids' recital.
They're going to be cooking. They're going to be like answering emails and
Eating.
doing all kinds of
People already eating shit. Dude, I've had so many. Have you ever had those fails like you're trying to eat nachos? You're like, I can pull this off. And just the very first one, just you're just like, mother. Like, you think you can do it. You're like, or a burger, you take a bite and just shit comes out the back, or a taco. And it's just like, why did I think I could do this? Like, you always think you can get away with it driving eating.
It's like peeing when you're drunk. It's like, oh, I'm not gonna get any on me or.
Well, you're just
spill in the bowl.
referencing me last night. Yeah, I peed all over myself. It's the worst feeling when you feel warm pee in your clothes and it's not going out. You're like, ah, shit. It's like that panic of being a kid peeing your pants. Yeah, I peed my pants a little. I couldn't because I got my balls and wiener out, but then the waistband did that snapback thing real quick. I didn't hold it tight enough and I lost the grip. So then my underwear and pants snapped back and I'm just peeing my pants for like a good second, a long second, and finally. It's too late. I get out and I'm like, I just washed these underwear and pants, so now they're right over there. I gotta wash. I just peed all over myself, and then of course I gotta instantly take a shower. I'm just covered in piss, basically.
Just sitting in your pee pants.
I can't go back outside. But I knew this would happen because I was drinking, and when I get drinking, I get a little sloppy, and and then when I'm drinking, I have to pee like right away. Like, oh, I have to pee a little. Oh, I gotta go. Like, and I'm running to the toilet. My brain is dumb, so I just start peeing my pants just a little bit. It's the worst. And I'm sure I've had to mop it up.
And you're like, oh, I gotta pee.
Yes, I can never get my keys out, and I keep dropping them. I'm like, and there's a little bit of pee coming out. And you're like, can't get in the door, and then Callie's right there. I'm like, get out of the way, and I step on her. And then right when you're about to get your wiener out, you start peeing in your pants, and you just piss all over. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I pee my pants probably at least once a month, a little bit, like enough where I have to like immediately wash them.
What is that? Your prostate, or what's going on there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think in my prostate, but I got it checked like 10 years ago. It's fine. I guess I should get it checked again because I was pooping a lot of blood because I was eating a lot of 7-Eleven food and I was pooping blood. And so I went and this guy like stuck his thumb up my butt for literally less than a second. He was like, "Yeah, you're fine." I was like, "Yeah, really?" And I was like, "You can do it again." He's like, "No, I don't need to do it again. You're fine." I was up there with my thumb, and he's like, "What's your diet like?" And I was like, 7-Eleven cheeseburgers. And he was like, "Stop eating that." And it got bad. I started eating real food.
Yeah, that's scary. Because
Yeah.
we're getting older, man.
Getting old. Some
know?
old dogs. Oh!
But the thing is, I've noticed with you, is like you don't have a lot of gray hair for being 42 now.
I know, because I think I never had any life. I never had kids or a wife. I never had nights of no sleep, pretty stress-free. A little, Yeah, I think I got a little grays coming in, but I get my hair wet a lot, and then you can't tell because then it just all looks brown if it's wet with gel in it.
Yeah.
You don't have much gray hair. Well, you don't have much hair at all. But
That's right. Keep it short. Keep
yeah,
it simple.
and if I grow out my hair and stuff, you can see the grays on the sides now. It's coming on the sides pretty fast.
Gingers, they go white. So I'll get white
cool.
hair. I'll get a random white hair in my beard. I'm just like, what are you doing here? I'll pick it out and look at it. I'm just like, Jesus.
Yeah,
Getting old.
it is weird.
But you know what? We're having a good time.
Yeah,
We're
life
partying.
is good. It's weird how bad life is in the rest of the world, and we're just like, let's eat some steaks tonight. Like,
Yeah, let's do.
I always
light a
think about
fire.
that. It's so weird. How's the fire going?
Look at it.
Oh, it's still going pretty good.
That's pretty nice.
Is it warm? I can't really feel it over here.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But you know what I was thinking about? Like, okay, so I'm gonna try to, again, I am guiding this toward topical bullshit. But so Trump, they're over there in the U.S. They're having this conference, right, to come to a deal with Russia to end the Ukraine war, right? And Ukraine is like the kids. They're like, kids, you stay over. We're gonna go talk in the kitchen. And they're like, but this is about us. We're like, yeah, you stay here. The grown-ups are talking. And it's like, but you started. No. Yeah, we started. We're finishing. All right. And it's just like, and then all the Ukrainians are like, what did we die for? Like, we fought for not, like, this would have, if we didn't fight at all, this would have happened. Like, we just make a deal and then we lose the land, probably. And it's weird that, like, Trump went right to Putin and is like, let's talk. And it's like, this guy sucks. Like, why are you talking to this guy? Like, we've had the Ukrainians' backs and now we're just like, fuck you. Like, no more money. And actually, we're ending this and you get nothing. A lot of people died for nothing. And anyway, I don't know. It's just, I feel bad for them. I mean, those motherfuckers died for nothing.
Ukrainians?
Yeah, but then also it's like, then they're like, no, we want to keep fighting. It's like, well, that's just more people dying. So like, maybe this is the best. It's like gambling and you're losing. It's like, you just got to leave the table play. It's like, we can win it back. It's like, you won't. You're just going to keep losing. Like, you lost and it's not getting better and you had a bad run. And so it's like, yeah, what's the solution? Keep fighting, keep dying, or just stop bleeding and that's it. Like, I don't know. Cut off the leg instead.
I think as long as you just stop it, it's like, yeah, you've lost,
but you're not going to lose anymore.
Right.
But also it's like, then that makes them look like, oh, we could just do this whenever we want to Ukraine. So then it's like, yeah, like, shit, man, I don't know. But then Trump, yeah, they just came in and like, nope, it's over because we said so. It's like, that's it. Like, then what was it all for? Like, who cares? That's your problem. You guys are
Wasn't that the same with like Vietnam War too, where it's just like, all right, we've had enough.
Yeah.
People died. Get them out of here.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like, exactly. Like, what did we do this for? We just died for nothing. Like, nothing changed.
Exactly.
It would have been the same if we didn't go at all.
Yeah.
I mean, and we just lost hundreds of thousands of people.
You just sat on the couch and watched Long Legs.
Yeah. You like that movie, huh?
I thought it was great.
I didn't like the doll thing. I didn't follow. I was like, wait, so the doll did it, or he's in the doll?
I didn't understand like the metal part in the brain, the metal ball. You know, where it had the metal ball in the brain. It's just like,
and then how come like she had to wait until the husband? Remember at the very end, until her boss killed the wife, and then she killed him. Why couldn't she just shoot him and then save the wife and the daughter? Remember, because she like lets the wife get murdered. Why didn't she just shoot him in the head right away? She knew he's evil. She could tell.
She's like, I'll be right back. He's like, no, you won't. It's like, oh, get the knife to cut the cake, and all you hear is just.
Yeah, she could have just shot him. Why did she let him kill the? Why I don't. That part bothered me. Why didn't she just shoot the guy?
I wish.
Doesn't make any sense.
Save the little girl though.
Yeah, like
but then now she's an orphan. You know.
She didn't know she could shoot the guy until he killed the wife. I don't know.
So he lived downstairs then at the mom's place.
What?
Because he was like Mr. Downstairs was like the guy downstairs. He was the guy that was downstairs.
What, the long legs?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because she woke up downstairs and that was the same place where he was making the dolls. And then she goes upstairs.
No, I thought he was
and
making the dolls in his house. His doll house.
Because his car was at the mom's place.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the car was there.
Yeah.
No, but then he walked up. Remember, and he's like, I brought you this doll. But he started making them there?
Yeah.
After that?
Yeah. Because it shows him in the same basement that he was in making the dolls. And then she passed out or whatever after the mom killed that one doll. And she woke up in his room that was under downstairs.
Oh. So he's in there.
Yeah.
Was he trans or just weird looking? Was that makeup? I didn't know what was going on with that. Like the makeup, was it just makeup and lipstick? Because his face was like puffier than...
That, you know, people
had like, looked like a layer of like, you know what he kind of looked like? He looked like white chicks.
Yeah.
You know? With
With the
Wayans. Yeah, he looked like one of the white chicks. Like something's off. Like there's a layer of crud on your face. And then when he smashes his face into the
When you told me that, you're like, dude, I watched Long Legs, and this was before I watched it.
yeah, it fucked me up. It had a lot of those jump things where it's like, and you're like, just something that just does that.
You know, people are
I
scared
hate
of like
that stuff.
spirits and ghosts and stuff. I'm scared of people like that. Like seeing Nicolas Cage, how he was dressed up. Like if that guy came to me and it was just like, "When's your birthday?" and just like super creepy.
Got my long legs on. I can't remember the voice. It was a weird voice. Yeah, I wore my long legs. Hey, and then just does a weird smile.
When he's singing and screaming in the car, like,
Oh yeah, I do that sometimes. I was like, I've been there. Yeah, that was
you're
creepy.
banging your head on the wheel.
And what was creepy too is that he wasn't like violent. You know, he wasn't like. He was always just nice and hello, and I'm here to get some things from my dolls. And
And when he's doing the things with his hands when he's
yeah,
talking
it
to her
was
and stuff, I
creepy.
was like,
It's
whoa.
covering his eyes.
But if you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Yeah,
It's pretty great.
yeah, a lot of good horror. Like you said, Barbarian, Heretic.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
Blink Twice I watched. That was a good one.
Yeah.
Check that out.
Did you ever? Did you ever see? It's not a great movie, but it's like what's it called? Cloud Atlas.
I don't
Where
think
everybody's like different characters, like it's throughout time, and it's like all the same actors with weird makeup and like. They like have like this Asian chick and she's really hot, but then at one point she's like a Victorian like English princess, and it's hilarious because she's like trying to do the British voice and it's just not working, you know. So it's like so like every character's playing like, and Tom Hanks will be like a British guy and you don't believe it either, and like anyway, it's not a great movie, but it was like produced by the Wachowski siblings and directed by Tom Tykwer and the Wachowskis. I don't know. It was directed by a lot of people. But Hugh Grant's in it, and it was like his first serious role. And at one point, he's like a cannibal, like savage guy, and his eyes are just like dead and like creepy, and like he's not talking. He's just like a cannibal, and he's just munching on dudes.
Whoa.
He's terrifying, and you're like, and then I didn't know it was Hugh Grant till like I looked. I was like, that was Hugh Grant, like just a fucking dead-eyed savage, just munching dudes, and just blood on his face, just like. And just like, this is the like bumbly, like, oh, sorry, excuse me, pardon me, oh, oopsie daisy. You know, this guy is like dark. Yeah, like
I gotta
some
see it.
darkness in him.
Now I gotta watch it. Especially
I gotta
after
watch
watching-
Heretic, yeah.
Bro, yes.
This has been Coffee Breath Movie Minute.
Coffee breath.
Yeah, Coffee Breath Movie Minute. I'm trying to, man, I haven't been to the movies in a long time. I used to love going to movies, and now it's just too
You know what
much
movie
bullshit.
looks good?
I guess 'cause you got him.
Tim Robinson's new movie that's coming out with Paul Rudd. Was
I didn't
it?
know about
Jared sent me a trailer for it. It's like Friendship or something like that. Hilarious looking. I'll have to show you afterwards.
Tim Robbins just looks funny just looking at him.
Dude, his face, like he's
face.
he's climbing the fence in the trailer, and he does this look, and I'm like, I'll see it just because of that one scene, because it's just like his faces are so expressive and just so like in the moment. I'm like, that is the perfect face for that situation. Everything he does, I'm just like, I have to watch it because
He's hilarious.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I mean,
And he's close to our age, right?
yeah.
And
Well,
I
like,
think that's what it is too.
I
It's
think
like that humor.
everything he's ever made is just things got rejected by SNL. He's like, okay, I guess I'll just make it like the hot dog car when he drives into that clothing store. Clearly, it's your car. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're dressed like a hot dog. That's a hot dog car. Like,
we know.
so you
all
think I
these-
just drove in here to steal these?
Yeah.
He's just getting suits. It's so stupid.
We know all these porn sites, but we don't know each other's names. YouPorn, Pornhub, X-Hamster. He's just going off on it, collecting shit as he's doing it. Like, I was like, this is genius.
He's the best.
He's a genius. He's
yeah,
a genius. Is he
yeah.
married?
I think he's probably got a girlfriend or something. Yeah, he's one of those guys. Yeah, he's nuts.
Because he's not ugly and he's not attractive. He's just this weird, goofy dude, and it's
he's
just
a
like
goofball.
some dude that's like would be a class clown in high school, but like you just want to just know him.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I should have. I don't know. I should have watched that SNL 50-year thing, but still got around.
I don't know. Look, I saw little previews of it and look kind of trash. We could check it out and like hate on it if we want.
Yeah, it's so hard to make that stuff good.
Yeah, and then like half the people on there, it's like they're just rich and not really funny anymore. You know?
Yeah, and they just laugh at their own shit. It's like,
Yeah.
nobody gets it. The only thing that's always been good is the Weekend Update because they're like kind of biting and real.
Yeah. It's
Man.
on like actual topics of what's going on. They poke at it and make fun of it.
Yeah, we need a new like high profile murder like OJ. We need like a weird
OJ be killing.
murder, or like Diddy needs to get did
Yeah.
in prison or something. That guy's just, what's going on with him?
That's
Gotta be weird to be so rich and famous and then you wake up in a cell. You're like, was that all a dream? I mean, or is this a dream? Like, what the hell?
it's all a dream.
It was all a dream.
Oh!
I used to read Word Up magazine.
The yeah, it's interesting to see what will happen with the Luigi case, because if he gets convicted, like,
Oh, well, what jury would convict him? They'll probably be like, I don't think he did it. Just like the OJ jury, like, blood? I got blood. DNA, I don't know what that is. Doesn't mean he did it.
that OJ thing was hard to watch because
yeah.
it was just so.
It's just
sickening.
obvious. Like when they're like, when the cop was like, yeah, OJ, could you follow me back behind the house? Like right when they are just showing him what happened. They're like, so there's blood dripping all the way to this Bronco. And he's like, oh God, oh God. He just starts hyperventilating. Like clearly it's like he's guilt. Like, and we found these gloves and your hand is bleeding.
Yeah. How'd you cut
How'd you
your
cut your
hand?
hand? I don't know. I mean,
Cut a
sometimes
reach in
you cut
between
your
my
hand.
seat.
Yeah,
Get
and every
outta
time they asked him, it's like a different way he cut his hand. It's like, all right, play it. Like,
And what he does afterwards, like after he's set free and all this other stuff, and then it goes into him showing like him with all these white bitches at a casino with a cigar, and he's just like celebrating. I'm just like, you gotta get out of jail free card, and you're out here being a complete asshole and still a narcissist celebrity looking.
My
turd.
aunt and uncle, well, they would see him because they lived on Bundy Drive and still do, and they would see him like I think after the murder, like, and it was like they would go out to places in Brentwood and Beverly Hills and just see OJ at a restaurant, and he was usually like in the back with a hat on and sunglasses, like, and like some restaurants I think would straight up refuse him and be like, sorry, we can't, like, we just can't do it, and like, and then some places are like, we can put you in the back, like, we can hide you, and then like, I mean, but like. Yeah, I think I think they said he got booed at like a restaurant until he left. Like people were like not having it. They're like, we're not, like, you gotta
Good.
go. Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah. It's just weird. Yeah. And it's just weird that you can like, when it's obvious, everyone knows like, I mean, even if the cops are racist, it's like, doesn't mean he didn't do it. It's just two things can be true. Like, obviously. And the weird thing is like, he was like, supported by like a lot of black people, and then he was like not into having black friends. Like every picture he had was with him and old rich white people, and like so he kind of like didn't want to be thought of as black. He's like, I'm not black or white, I'm OJ. Kind of like Michael Jordan. Like I don't want to associate with this, even though this is my base of people who like me and buy my shit and support me financially. It's weird to be like. Remember, well, they said that thing he said when he was driving through Brentwood. He's like, who let all these boops into Brentwood? It's like, these boops are your biggest fans.
Yeah, they're rooting for you.
And, you know, they want to be like you, and they are your race, and they support you. And there's only people that believe you're innocent. Maybe put a little respect on. I don't know. I'm not. I don't know. What do I know? I'm just a dumb white guy in a velour tracksuit.
Yeah,
But,
feeless, huh?
I was watching this movie, The Burial, with Jamie Foxx. It's a great movie. Came out like 2023 about a real case where like this old guy that owned a family funeral home was getting bought out by this funeral home conglomerate, and they were just going to fuck him. And he's like, no, I'm not selling. And they were like kind of pressuring him to sell. And like, if you don't, we're just going to ruin you and buy everything around you and like just drain your family business until you sell. And then he hired this lawyer that was like kind of a Johnny Cochran type lawyer. It was right before OJ or during. And he's like, we need a flashy lawyer that appeals to people that will go after this guy. And they got this dude, Jamie Foxx. He's a real guy. And they won the case to the tune of crazy, like $700 million or something nuts. But I remember in the movie, in one scene, like he's wearing a velour tracksuit in an interview. This exact one. I was like, I knew I made a good choice. Like this exact, I was like, I was wearing it too. And I was watching the movie. I was like,
Where'd you get it?
nice. I got it off eBay. A couple of years ago, I just saw a guy in a tracksuit, and I thought he was really cool, and I was like, I should buy a lot of these. And then I started wearing them. I'm like, this is all I'm going to wear because it's so comfortable.
How many do you have?
I only have 3. One was gifted to me, and then the other 2, two feel.
So you have maroon.
I have a Puma maroon. No, yeah, Puma purple,
Nice.
I got this one. It's Fila, and I got another Fila Acryla synthetic one or whatever. It's like polyester, whatever.
It looks comfortable as hell.
Dude, the velour one rules. I love this. I wear it to the airport. I look like a huge asshole, but I like it. No, it's because you don't have to dress up. You can be ready. You're like, I'll just go anywhere. Go to a 5-star restaurant like this. Oh, well, maybe not, but you know.
That's what I just want to wear. Like that's what would happen if I hit the lottery or when I hit the lottery. Just a
Yeah, it's gonna
onesie.
happen.
Just hop in, zip up, and be like,
Just a onesie. What,
Yeah,
like
just-
those.
just good to go.
You know, it'd
You
be
know?
funny if you wore one of those, like in those Missy Elliott videos, one of those big poofy, like trash bag, shiny outfits where you could fill it with air. Just walk around and be like, "What's up, guys?"
Just fisheye lens.
Yeah.
I can't stand the rain.
Yeah, and just like, or like that Puffy video, More Money, More Problems, were in the like
Yeah.
the really like shiny suits. That's pretty cool.
Now you wonder why.
They're all big and shiny. It's
Because
pretty
the Sopranos, like there was a lot of like mob people that wore
Yeah.
the tracksuits, which is cool.
Yeah,
Bring it back.
I usually slick back my hair. I'll put on like a gold watch if I'm really feeling some chains.
Do it up.
How you doing? Hey.
Do it up. Didn't someone say something to you about your tracksuit? They were like, "Is that a velour tracksuit?" And you're just like, "Yeah." Like you said, someone like,
Oh, I was at Egos, and someone said I
Yeah.
looked ridiculous, and I was like, I feel fine. She's like, you'd be a lot cuter if you didn't dress like you'd look really ridiculous. And I was like, first of all, you're gross. You're wearing Carhartt everything, and you've got bedazzled hat on. Your fashion choices aren't that great, bitch.
that's when you do the Randy, like, "Hey, fuck you."
Yeah, like I didn't ask. You didn't have to say I look good, and then other people were complimenting on the like dope tracksuit. Like I see, like
Right.
I look good. What?
Don't let that
And
bitch
I don't. And
get
she
you
was
down.
gross, and she had a boyfriend. I'm like, why do you care how cute I am? You stink.
Because she's drunk off of fucking vodka cranberries or whatever, and she just feels like she has to be heard, you know?
Yeah.
Silly white women, you know? Get out of here.
Ladies, we got to get some ladies. Oh, well.
You did have a lady. Matt
I
broke
did.
the
I broke
curse.
the curse. I did have sex in the apartment with a woman.
That's right.
With a woman.
That's right.
And it was a lot of fun.
That's right. Curse has been lifted. It's
Yep.
been broken.
So it should be flowing. It should be
Yep.
more anytime.
Anytime. now.
Ladies, any minute. Just have to clean up all the cat vomit and the litter box and sweep up the leaves and put away all the toys. No, she didn't. Yeah, no, I feel like I've been trying ever since you've been gone. You were out of town visiting your Buddhist brother.
That's right.
How's he doing? Still Buddhist?
Yep. Still being a Buddha head. And,
Buddha, rockin' all around.
dude, it was great. Like, so I was, the place I was working at, he closed down. And so I was like, all right.
Like a no job.
Yeah, no job. I
Why
was
am I
like,
in Austin?
let me get unemployment. So I went to go hang out with the folks. Saw my Buddha head brother. And,
He's a full Buddhist monk.
yep.
He looks ridiculous. It's hilarious.
He's,
He sticks out pretty.
Oh, yeah.
See a mile away.
yeah, he shows me the pictures of him and Nepal, and it's just like, there you are.
Yeah.
He's like,
Where's
see if you can
Waldo?
find me. I'm just like, bro, it's the egghead.
You're
okay,
the
it's
only
the
white
whitest,
guy in Nepal.
baldest,
Yeah.
Buddha-looking head I've ever seen in a
Where
sea
is
of
Uncle
monks.
Fester? Yeah, Spot. Yeah, he's so funny. He's so distinctively. Does he wear the robes every day? Does he ever?
No.
No.
No,
Oh.
Jer-
He has to do the bald head. You can't just not.
that's that he has to do, but you can wear.
Can't you just wear a bald cap because he's got great hair? You just like
He does have gray hair, and it sucks.
can't you just wear like a bald cap, pretend, and on those days off, just be like sloop.
That'd be awesome. He's just a thick mane, just like,
Yeah.
oh, what's up, yo?
Is it part of like being like respecting something?
I think it just comes with the territory. You know,
you should be the monk. You're already bald. You
bro.
don't do. You don't.
It's like Mormons with their magic underwear. You know, it's like you
Oh,
have
it's
to
like-
do it.
Yeah, I think they have sex with those on. There's gotta be a lot of chafing. I think you slip through a little hole. Man, you wear like a wife beater. I hate that name. Okay, an A shirt, whatever. An undershirt. You wear like an undershirt and like boxers, and the lady wears like a one-piece bathing suit.
Well, in the movie with Hugh Grant, they pull down the Mormon girl's pants. They're like, "Is it true?" And they pull it down. She has her Mormon underwear on.
Is she wearing boxer briefs? What's she
No,
wearing?
it's weird. It's like
I thought it was like a onesie bathing suit,
that's what it kind of looks like.
like a cotton.
Yeah, she was all embarrassed.
Yeah, and I think they have sex with that on because sex is not supposed to be fun or cool at all.
Could you imagine
This is
having no
Mormon.
visuals just between like you
Dude,
and a?
you have to use your
piece-
imagination with your wife. Like, I want to see you're
Yeah.
married. It's fine now. Like, let's take it off. Like, what are we doing? I think you sleep with it on. It's crazy.
Why is
I-
it magic?
I don't. I went to. So I was. This was weird. Like 10 years ago, or like 15 years ago, something like that. my friend's like, I'm getting married, and we were bros. We grew up together. We lived across the street. He's like, I want you to be in my, I want you to be my, not best man, but my boys. Groomsman. One of my groomsmen. I was like, hell yeah. So I get all dressed up. I'm in my little tuxedo, looking good, whatever, my suit. We drive to the temple in Lubbock, the Mormon temple, and it's got like a golden Peter Pan guy with like a flute on top, like, woo, and like, it's like, all right, wow. And, yeah, it's more, whatever. It was a little funny. I was like, wow, it's a temple. And it's like, no, it's not a church, it's a temple. Okay. So it's a church, whatever, but it's a temple. So that's where you get married. And so I'm about to go in, and then I'm getting out of the minivan. They're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm one of the groomsmen. They're like, you're the only non-Mormon groomsman. You can't go in. I was like, why did I even dress up? They're like, for the pictures after. I was like, so I can't go in? They're like, no. So I go, what do I do? And they're like, we're going to watch Tangled in the minivan. So I'm just sitting there with like, and his sisters can't go in either. His sisters. So me and his little sisters are just watching Tangled, and I'm like, okay, so she's Tangled. So did she get untangled? Okay. Wait, it's Rapunzel. Okay. So I'm trying to follow the movie. We're in a Dodge Caravan, and yeah, his own sisters can't go in because I guess they're not married or something. So
because they don't want you to know what's happening, or you just can't be like
just
in
not
there
blessed.
and see what's going on.
I'm not good enough. Yeah, I'm not Mormon enough. Even though I went to Boy Scouts with them since we were like 11. But oh well, fuck me. So then I have to pee. I'm just chugging Mountain Dew and watching Tangled. It's like 110 degrees in this parking lot, and I have to pee. I'm like, I gotta pee. They're like, I'm like, can I just go? The bathroom's got to be like right on the. And so I go in, and there's a guy dressed kind of Playa, kind of like a P. Diddy music video from the late 90s, early 2000s. He had like all white suit with a white tie, white shoes, everything white. The jacket, everything.
Rick Ross in it.
Kind of Rick Ross in it. He was like an old bloated white guy though. And he's like, can I help you? And he's like been told about me. I think he's been told to look for me. Like, that guy's not one of us. And I was like, yeah, I think I even told him, I was like, I'm not Mormon. Sorry. I really have to pee. And he was like, I think he was kind of disappointed about it. He's like, fuck, this is going to fuck us up. But like, fine, I guess I'll let you use the bathroom. So like, he was like, yeah, it's right over there. And he's like, just make it quick. I'm like, I just have to pee. I'm not going to shit, Playa. No shit in your temple. So I go in the bathroom, and it's like a very clean bathroom because they're clean people. And I go in, and there's just lockers with the underwear hanging up. Just like knight's armor, just like the shirt and the pants,
like
the
nicely
boxer
starched
briefs.
And everything.
Yes, and they're all just up there because I guess they take them off when they change. So it's all their, and they had their like player number. No, yeah, they had their name and they're like Johnson and Becker, and it was just all the funny underwear, and it was just the shirts and the briefs, and they're hanging up. And I was like, oh, that's something they wear.
You're just in a fucking minivan watching Tangled with a
and then they were like, they said I do. And apparently there's like 1 million mirrors in there, and you look into the mirrors and you see the mirrors because it's supposed to mirror that you're going to have 1,000 lives or whatever together, and then like you get your own planet with your wife when you die.
No, thank you.
And you run around naked with your wife on your own planet. Pretty cool.
That's so stupid.
Well, it's true. The universe is a big place. A lot of Mormon planets out there. So think about it.
What if they're right? What if that's the only religion that's really right?
South Park said Mormons was the correct answer. Mormons. Yeah, but so yeah, then we took the picture, and then we had the ceremony in his backyard to save some money, and his dad was pretty.
So you're allowed to be amongst them, but just not in the temple. You can only be in the temple if you're Mormon. Mm-hmm. But what if you're like, well, I'm thinking about converting, and they'd be
I think you have to be married if you're a lady. You have to have your boy there, your man there, because the girls couldn't go in. I don't know if it's an age thing or marriage thing, but his own sisters were just like chilling with me. His little unmarried sisters. His married sister was in there.
Did you ever hook up on You
ever hook up with a Mormon girl?
Not that I know of. I don't think so. I would know magic underwear if I was peeling them off.
I hung out with a lot of them in high school because it was like I was in Boy Scouts, and then I would hang out with my friends were Mormon, and then we'd just go do stuff, and there'd be girls, and they'd have like activity nights. There's a couple really cute ones, but they all kind of like had the demeanor of like 40-year-old ladies, even in high school. Even if they were hot, they just kind of dressed and acted like wives. It was weird.
That's weird.
They weren't like hot, like, you know what I mean? Like they never dressed slutty. Not once. Natalie, I wish. Come on, but yeah, really going hard on the Mormons.
Hey, you know what?
No, it's interesting. People, because my neighbors were Mormon. They're never gonna hear this anyway, but yeah, we're so late in, might as well just put all the beans on the table. But yeah, I remember like when I met my Mormon neighbors, and then other people, I noticed that a lot of them had like fingers stuck together or like missing a finger. It's not funny.
The way you saying it and doing it, and like me not expecting that as I'm taking a sip of yerba mate.
Sorry, I didn't. It's not coffee, you traitor. No, but they would have like, like my neighbor had like 3 fingers. I thought he had like a lawnmower accident, but then I realized that's just how his hand always was. And he had a club foot and 3 fingers, just like this, right?
Inbred.
Crushed at basketball though.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But he had a club foot and 3 fingers. And then I noticed like one would have a weird earlobe that wouldn't match. And then this girl, Nat, I won't say her name. I already said it, but she had 2 little toes, little webbed feet, little webbed toes. And so did her sister. And I just noticed this. A lot of Mormon kids have these weird little things. I said, and I asked my dad, we were at dinner, and I was just talking to my dad. I was like, yeah, have you noticed? Like, there's a lot of this going on. And he's like, mid bite, he was like, it's inbreed. Yeah, they fuck each other. And just like, that was it. Like, he was a man of few words, but he just laid it out. He was like, yeah, you didn't know that? Like, he acted like I was an idiot. I was like, oh, like, he's like, everyone knows that they fuck each other. It's like, they're all cousins. And I was like,
whoa.
That's kind of, but they're all hot. It's like, that's why. Because,
it's all stemming from the same place.
Yeah.
And they're walking around just like,
we come in peace. Yeah, they're alien. Yeah. Mormons are alien. Well, they kind of, I don't know. Closest to it.
Who's the person with the flute?
I think it's Joseph Smith. He's got a flute or something.
No,
there's a
I
flute
can't
guy.
have that. You have to look at your religion and see who like who the person you're going to be like. Jesus, all right, cool.
No
Mary,
flute.
not so much.
If you got a flute, you can't really be a leader. You can't have Steely Dan leading you.
No.
You can't have a 14-year-old Steely Dan. Pied Piper leading you to middle of Utah and be like, look, we made it. Isn't this place great? This place stinks. No, it's great, guys. It's the only place we can live because we got kicked out everywhere else.
You just have to wear
and guess what? They didn't kick us out here, so we're staying.
You have to wear like polyester starch fucking magic underwear. And then you have to pee, and it's just like you have to undo this whole lace. It's just like...
Oh, yeah. Everybody smelled like shit. I think, in that show, I haven't watched it yet, American Primeval looks really good. And they talk about Joseph Smith, and apparently they don't make him look good in the show. So then the Mormon church was like, look, this show is totally crazy. It wasn't like that. And they're like, didn't he have 1 million wives and all this? They're like, yeah, but he was a good guy. It's like, wasn't he like kind of a
Hugh Grant brings
huckster?
it up in the movie.
Really?
Dude, I'm telling you, we'll have to watch this after this conversation.
You've already watched it, but you'll watch it again?
Dude,
it
was
brings
so
up
good.
that Mormon church is all bullshit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. It's weird that you can see right through it if you're not in it. And you're like, clearly this is obviously like a ruse. But then people in there are like, no, it's actually true. That's what's crazy. I know it sounds crazy, but what's even crazier is that it's not crazy. It's like, really?
But if you look at all the religions and philosophies out there, it's just like, what makes the most sense? And like after growing up in Christian school, I was like, this doesn't make any sense, And then like really questioning life and just like heaven and all this other stuff. And I was just like, this doesn't pan out.
What's crazy about the Mormon guys, they're smart. They're like engineers and doctors and lawyers. So they can like solve analytical problems and be objective about reality of like, this is why the engine wasn't working. This is why this drill isn't working. This is why you're sick. Like I can use science to deduce logic and reason. And then they're like, also, I get my own planet. And it's like, wait, what? And like that both exists in their head. They're
Why
like,
would you want your own planet? Imagine just having your own planet.
And you got to like mow the whole planet. And
you
like every Saturday. You're like, jeez.
You got to deal with a bunch of naggy women.
No, just one. It's your wife. That's it.
So you only have one wife on your planet.
And it's your wife.
Nope, get me out. Done. I'll never be a Mormon.
I remember they had so many kids. I always wondered how like the lady wasn't just destroyed down there. Like 12 kids.
Just fart and just come out.
They must just pop out after the 5th one. They must just fall out like at 9 months. It's probably no pushing. It's just like you just stand
sneeze,
up.
Sweetheart. It'll come right out.
Yeah, you sneeze. Oh, I just had triplets. I sneezed too hard. Just pop out. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Yeah, they just pop out like those little bubbles of like toys you get at Albertsons from the quarter machine.
Yeah,
you just turn a little knob and bloop.
You just open up get ready. Get ready. Yeah.
Hold on. Honey, clear your throat. Yeah, could you clear your throat a little?
There we go. And
We got 10 kids. Why? I don't know. We just need more Mormons. Well, I think it's. Oh, the idea is you have so many kids. They're really nice people. I don't
They are
want to.
nice.
They are the nicest, best people ever. Disclaimer: they rule. But I think the idea of having more kids, it's like the lottery player. One of those kids going to be the incarnate of Joseph Smith. One of them's going to be the next prophet. So you're trying to have a prophet. You just end up having another dentist, and then you have an oral hygienist. You're like, when am I going to get a prophet? I've had 3 dentists.
But you can see, right. So you can see, like, in the Buddhist philosophy, and like, you'll see, like, reincarnations of Rinpoches, lamas, all this other stuff, and they can tell. How can you tell if one's Joseph Smith? How do you be like, that's Joseph Smith? Like, how do you...
Because he says he is. He's like, I'm Joseph Smith, bro.
Player might be lying.
No. He
And then
feels it.
But
He
how, like, no. You can't just... Then that's like saying just like, hey, players, I'm Jesus Christ. Just letting y'all know,
Yeah.
I'm Jesus Christ. Doesn't work out.
Are you?
Could be.
Be crazy if you were Jesus. I've been living with Jesus Christ.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I bet it's getting cold out there. You know, it's funny. I don't know if it's because the old man in me. I refuse to turn on the heat.
Dude, I sleep like a G when it's cold.
I like it cold.
I like
feel
bundling
like
up.
I don't like using the heat. I feel like that's a bitch move.
Yeah. We're men.
Yeah, we don't need heat.
That's right.
I like it cold too. I sleep like I go into deep. I don't like. I haven't had a dream in a long time. I think
Bro.
because of the weed and the alcohol consumption. Actually, I do have dreams. Like I wake up and then I fall back asleep. Then I have dreams like from like 7 or 8 a.m. till like 11 or 12 p.m. Usually waking up about 1 p.m. these days. Doing pretty good. But I have intense dreams when I'm sober. Like so, I've got all the shit on my system. But
That's right, because you're not hitting the sleep that you should potentially be hitting while you're drinking, because it's like fake sleep. But when you don't drink,
I
you'll...
can't sleep without drinking. I always drink myself to sleep. Is that bad?
Yeah, you should...
I have to have a couple drinks. To fall asleep.
When I
Or
don't...
else the demons get me. The thoughts. My life.
No, that's when you just deal with those and you're just focused on your breath and you fall asleep. Because there's times where I sleep, where I try to fall asleep, and I'm like, I'm thinking about everything under the sun right now, what's going on. But then I'm just like, all right, let me just focus on my breath. Out. And then I'm dreaming like a G, and I do
Damn.
lucid dreaming. And then
Flying
you're just like,
around,
yeah.
having
And I was
sex in
driving
the
a
air.
car, and I'm like, I'm going to take it off this hill.
You can
And I'm
lucid
flying.
dream?
Yep.
I've only done it like once, and I flew, and I think I didn't even fly. I think I just fell and hit the ground again. Couldn't even fly in my own dream. I didn't believe enough.
There's sometimes where I can like switch up my dreams, like, this is boring. And then boom.
Change channel.
Yep. It's like one of the little flip screens where you put on as a kid. Like,
What are those called? I love those with a little wheel. And you're like, I'm in Paris. Now I'm at the pyramids.
do you ever have a 3-wheeler? Just like Bobby's World 3-wheeler? You know?
You mean like a big wheel?
Yeah,
I had
big
a
wheel.
big
Yeah.
wheel ruled.
Yeah.
Probably the best big wheel, man. When you got that big wheel, you can't flip over.
Jared was texting me on the way up here, my brother, and he goes, dude, get a big wheel tattoo. I was like, oh, no, I'm going to get a big wheel tattoo.
tattoo?
And he goes, we used to spend probably hours taking up the big wheel on top and just going, and just...
Skidding out.
Yeah, and Jared's like, I'm a badass.
Yeah.
And I told him, I was like, dude, if I win the lottery and have some land, I'm getting a big wheel and just doing that. Take some edibles, just go down a hill, just shaking. And he's like, you had a Batman one. And I was like, yeah, I did.
Batman big wheel?
Yeah. Living the life, bro.
Man, you know, I really liked when I was a kid, the nostalgia hour. Huh? Brought to you back up. No, I like those hippity hop balls with the handle, and it was just a rubber ball you bounced
Just
on.
like,
Yeah, those were awesome. You're like, I'm going to go to the kitchen and get some cookies. I'm going to go back to the TV room.
Hey, Bobby, you need anything for the ketchup?
Yeah, I just bounced around. The other ones I really wanted, they never got me. It was like, it looked like the planet Saturn, and it was that ball with the ring around it, and you would like jump on it. You know, you put your feet on each side. You know what I'm talking about?
pogo sticks?
No, it wasn't a pogo stick. It was like a ball, like a handball, like a red handball.
Yeah.
A rubber ball.
Yeah.
And about as big as a soccer ball, and it had like a ring around it like Saturn.
Oh, yeah.
And you would
yeah.
jump on it. Remember that thing? And
That seems
never
very
got one.
difficult and like
Yeah,
cause
it
a lot of
seems not
injuries.
that great,
You
yeah.
know? The same thing with pogo sticks.
I think I'm gonna get back into rollerblading. I was so good at it, and I loved it so much growing up.
You should.
They went a
Dude, go
went
down
out
this
of the-
little hill right here.
just rollerblading. I'm free. Hey guys.
But then you fall and you're like, I'm an ass.
And now they make them, I think, with just 3 big wheels. I think they've perfected the rollerblade technology too. I don't know. Rollerblades are
You know what's cool is longboarding.
longboarding. Is
If
pretty
you
cool.
if you had smooth concrete and a hill, people in Maui would always you see like these douchebags, right? I was like, but that looks so much fun.
Yeah.
Looks so much fun.
Does look fun.
Just cruising, smoke a little J.
Yeah.
Let
Like
your
that
hair
cranberry guy who he's doing Fleetwood Mac on the longboard. Yeah. Longboard is like a real long one.
Yeah.
I had like a medium long one when I moved to California. I bought a beanbag chair, and my first purchases was longboard. I was like big. I was like Tom Hanks and big. I was like, all right, I'm a grown up. I need a beanbag chair, and I'm gonna need a longboard. But I want to get the long ones.
Yeah.
Really long.
Yeah, I was looking at them where you had these like awesome colored wood ones, and they can custom ones where it's just like look so badass. I was like, this would be so awesome. But it's finding a spot where you can be like, all right, where can I actually go and take this motherfucking like 5-foot longboard to a place and just like cruise without worrying about someone or a pothole or a rock or some shit like that. But if you're not going so fast, but I would love to have one. I think that's what you do when you're rich. You just relive your younger
your childhood.
life. Yeah.
You just regress.
Just toys, friends, stuff to do, and like maybe do the fun drugs like mushrooms and weed and stuff like that. And then just like, because it's not going to kill you. You're just going to be like, wow, this is great. And then you're just reliving your childhood memories.
I think I'm having a midlife crisis because all I think about is how awesome my childhood was and what cool toys I wish I had. I was thinking of like buying an RC car. I'm like, RC cars have got to be pretty good by now. I should invest in an RC car. And I know I would just use it once and be like, I'm done with that.
Just like in here, just
Just in the parking lot. Just trying to find jumps.
Dude, this guy, same thing in Maui, would sit on the back of his truck in the parking lot, have his little J, and just and it would like he would make little jumps for it. I was like,
the best.
Like this player knows what's up.
Oh man,
why not? Who puts like what thing is put on you that's just like you have to be old, you have to be grown up. It's like if you had the money and time and effort, and you're just like, I actually want to get back into my hobby of like longboard, big wheels, whatever else.
Yeah.
Like if it makes you happy, who cares? Who cares the amount of the age?
I was
that
a big
you are?
air hockey guy.
Air hockey?
Foosball.
I like
love
air hockey.
foosball,
Foosball's
air
fun.
hockey,
All right,
ping pong.
We
Any
all
table sports. I love table sports.
Pool? You like pool?
Anything on a table.
Yeah. So when we get our Playa Palace, when we win the lottery,
Yeah.
it's gonna have just a bunch of that. You like pinball?
Pinball.
Yeah.
Yep. Got to have a couple pinball machines. Trampoline. Again, the apartment from Big. Skateboard ramp, bunk beds.
Dude, he had a basketball
Soda
goal.
machine.
I was just like, that is awesome. Like,
That's
imagine just like
yeah.
cruising around and then be like, and then jumping on a trampoline with a hot girl coming over and balls kicking around.
Yeah, and he's got like a $10,000 a month apartment somehow.
Yeah.
Like in New York, floor to ceiling windows, hardwood floors. It's huge.
That
Right in
apartment
the
looked
city.
baller. That's why I just want to recreate that place of just like high
man.
ceilings, columns, windows
Yeah.
everywhere. Just
Yeah.
be on.
It would be weird. I feel like, again, I imagine myself falling backwards into money because it always happens somehow in my life, but I imagine just getting an undeserved amount of money and just living totally. You ever feel guilty? Like sometimes because I'm kind of a piece of shit and I don't do much with my life. And I have a great life and I eat really good food and I have fun and free time and I have a standard of living that's pretty nice. And I don't think I deserve any of it. I got way too many shoes, way too many clothes. I got a nice car. I didn't really work that hard for any of it. And I got a nice place, nice tea, all this shit. And like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like people are suffering in the world. And I'm like, ooh, a new organic pita chip. Like, I'm just, you know what I mean? Like, it feels weird to be like so happy or like pretty happy. And the world's falling apart. And I'm like, man, let's just get some steaks tonight and watch American Primeval. I don't know. Like, you know.
Well, you also, it's upbringing. You know, you went to college.
Like we
you
should
went
be
to
at the age
school.
we should have kids and a family that we're worrying about, and we're selfless. But now we're just these like every night, just pig. Not every night, but we can just pig and like just do whatever we want. You know, we don't have to worry about what else anyone else wants.
It's pretty awesome. So anytime you're feeling down or like anxious or whatever, you think about this, you're like, I actually have it pretty good. You know, like
Yeah.
you're able to eat. You have a
I
roof.
felt
There's
really.
a fire.
I think
there's
I missed
podcast.
you. I think I missed you, Seth. I was real sad.
Well, 2 weeks without your boy.
I know. I'd be in here and I'd be like, "Hey, Seth." Oh yeah, that's right.
Seth, I got this funny thing. Oh, you're not here.
This is hilarious. There's this gay guy. Oh, Seth's not here. I want to show you this video of this dumb bit. No, Seth. Like this chick is so fucking stupid and retarded. Well, yeah.
Well, we're back.
I'm glad you're back. We're gonna cook some steaks.
That's right. We got a fire. We're gonna watch freaking Hugh Grant be a weirdo.
Oh, the thing is, you gotta pay for that movie. And
It's on Hulu,
you hate
right?
Paying for movies. I just looked it up. It said Prime.
I think it's on something else.
Free. It just said Prime only.
We'll look it up. We'll find it. Even if it's $3.99, totally worth. I'll buy it. I don't care. I got that unemployment check, son.
Is it going?
Not yet. But
You haven't got your first one. If you work this out, you could go for without a job for months.
I know. And my brother and like
Live.
he goes. Have you been looking for jobs? I go, not really. I go after working 2 jobs and then being like, all right, chill, and then having money come in.
You deserve unemployment.
Which is only like $1,100 a paycheck, which is basically nothing. But for me, it's like it's everything because I'm like for the last 2 weeks, I'm enjoying myself more than I have in the last.
And you
6
don't have
months.
many bad habits, so you just
Not at all.
like food. Really, just food costs and rent.
Food,
you don't like spend money
gym,
on booze.
rent.
Yeah.
That's it.
You don't like do drugs or booze or have any weird gambling.
Right.
You're very fiscally conservative with your money,
Right.
which is good. And then if you're that way, if you have that discipline, you're free. If you can live cheaply, you can kind of live however you can do whatever you want. I remember this guy, Cody. He's kind of a funny guy, but he was like, he loved to do freegan shit, like go through the dumpster and find shit. And like, he hated working. And he admitted, he's like, I just don't like to work. So he'd work a couple days a week and have enough money just to go do stuff and like had a tent.
Yeah.
And like, it was kind of and a bike, and his expenses were so low that he could work like a few days out of the month and kind of just live a nice life. And I'm like, it's kind of genius. Like, I mean, he's kind of stinky because he doesn't have a shower sometimes, and
Yeah.
you know. But it's like if you really have like if you don't care about creature comforts, you can kind of just
Chill.
chill, yeah, and do whatever you want with your time and kind of live okay.
I was at my parents' the last couple weeks, and I got a week gym membership at this cool gym that I would drive to and go to. So I'd wake up, have coffee, go to the gym, come back home, walk my parents' dog, cook something for my parents, myself, and I was like, do some laundry, and I was like, that's it. And then from like 3 o'clock to the rest of the night, I'm just sitting in the recliner. Looking to see what movie's going to fill up my time, and I'm sitting there just smiling. I turn to my mom. I was like, "This is great." I was like, for the longest time, I can finally relax because I know money's coming in, where it's not freaking me out, where I have to find money or I have to work for it, or I'm just sitting there. I'm just like, "This is what I would do. This is what exactly what I would work out. I would cook right. I would watch."
It's funny that you have the habits of a very productive guy and also the habits of a very lazy man. You're like, I'm either exercising and eating right, or I'm doing nothing and watching 8 hours of movies and smoking weed.
Yeah,
there's nothing in the middle. You're like, I'm doing both.
Yeah,
It's funny.
I love it. Where are we at?
How's that? We should finish up. We're getting kind of boring. I'm afraid some of these are kind of boring. It's just you and me just talking about
but the thing is, that's a podcast in general.
Oh, the
two
fire
guys talking about we talked about a lot. Okay.
We covered a lot. We really went hard on the Mormons. Sorry, they're
dude.
really nice people.
Anybody,
But I gotta be honest about you guys are a little kooky.
once South Park reached the top of hitting like the Mormons in the gut and be like, this is what we think, this is what we do, this is what anything like we've talked this much about them.
Oh yeah, they made and the Book of Mormon, the play.
Yeah.
But you know what? A lot of Mormons go to that and they're like, this is getting the word out. Any press is good press. And then like, what South Park does is they reiterate that these are good people. Like when the kid at the end of the episode is like, dude, I tried to be your friend and all you talked about was religion and didn't treat me like the person. I was trying to be nice to you and I made you a wallet and fuck you, dude. Like you're kind of a bitch. Like, and he's like, man, that kid is cool. Like, yeah, at least I'm Mormon. I'm kind of weird, but at least I own it. Like, and I have a good life. So fuck you if you don't like. Yeah, and here's the thing too. Most Mormon kids, good jobs, don't drink, don't hit their wives, don't smoke, love their kids, have fun. They're sober. Yeah. They're present.
They don't curse.
They have standards. They're doing things together every Monday. They have family night.
Yeah.
But there is a performative thing of like we have to be happy all the time in public because we're so happy because we're right religious. You know what I mean? It's like a commercial for the religion of like you can't really be upset because it's like no, you're so right about heaven and stuff. You should be happy every day.
I've met Christians that are complete assholes, and I've met a lot of Mormons that were just very nice people. I'm like, yeah, your religion might be super weird, but if it keeps you like this, more power to you.
Yeah, and they work hard. But I do feel like my friend, like, his brother died in this car crash, and he emotionally, I don't think, could process it because they're so used to suppressing emotions. I remember he was telling me about it. And he wasn't even like, he's kind of not laughing, but like out of nervousness. Like, guess what happened? It was crazy. My brother died, but he didn't cry or anything. And didn't have normal emotions about it. And I was like crying because I was friends with his brother. Brother's kind of player because he didn't really do the. He drank a little and liked the ladies. So I kind of got along with him a lot because he was kind of honest. Like, yeah, don't tell everybody I was at the bar and smoking and drinking. He's like a normal guy and not too Mormon, And then he died, and I was like, damn, like he wasn't married. He's I think he had a kid with a lady. He's a volleyball coach at the college and might have hung out with the player. Of course they were all they were all in their 20s, so it was cool. But he was a real bro, and then his brother was telling me about it, and he just couldn't. I just don't think they're used to like being emotional unless you're happy. But like I don't think you're really supposed to like cry or because that means you're sad and that means you're not right. I don't know. I just noticed that about. They're great people, but I think emotionally kind of a little locked up, afraid to feel.
It seems like
emotions.
From the ones I met, they're this close from snapping. Where it's just like
still happy, having a great day, a little busy, a little stressed, but it's fine.
But as long as they can maintain their composure and be happy and good people to other people, hey, more power to you.
Yeah.
You Mormons?
Yeah, they rule.
Do you everybody else?
They're so much better than us. And you got a little web toe. It's kind of cute. I don't care.
Yeah.
I remember this.
I would care if I was dating a girl and she had a web toe. I'd be like, I'm sorry.
I thought it was
feet are a big thing.
There was a really hot girl that I was in love with, a Mormon girl. I think I've always said her name a million times, but I won't say it again. But she was really hot, and I noticed we went swimming. She looking all good, but she had a little web toe on her pinky and the little other piggy, and I thought it was kind of cute. And I was like, you know what? Undeterred, still hot, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah. So I'm saying keep fucking your cousins because
Matt likes them.
They're hot, and you're making more hot people.
Web toes does not bother Matt.
When you come in peace, everybody's got the Spock hands. It's okay. Spock was smart.
The penguin
maybe
hands.
Spock was Mormon. Ever think of that? Maybe they can all do that Vulcan death grip. They're just hiding it.
Yeah.
Maybe they're all like bewitched.
They're all pent up and they're just like.
Joseph Smith rules. Yeah, right.
Right.
I'm peeing her out. I gotta eat a sandwich.
Yeah, you gotta sandwich it up.
Yeah, and then we're gonna cook some steaks.
Well, that was
watch some movies.
Yeah.
Let's hopefully maybe we'll get this fire going more.
Yeah, it's going pretty good right now. I put another log on there.
I don't think anybody else is listening. Nobody's gonna make it this far, but I guess I'll stop.
All right.
I'm gonna hit stop.
See ya.
Bye. Jared. Bye,
See you,
Wes.
Jared.
2 people listen.